Hello class, in this video we'll create a script to trigger the door to open and also play the door open sound. So for the audio, I just go to freesound.org. You can search it on Google, and here you can search any sound, and here is for the door sound. Okay, and then I just go to Adobe Audition, and here you can edit the sound and delete the part that you don't want. Then you can export the sound. So here I will need to do the WAV format. Okay, so first we're going to select the iron container. Double check, make sure these three has the mesh collider. Okay, and then as you can see it's the iron cage 2. So if we go to the models, and here is it, iron cage 2, and you can see it has an animation, the door open animation. So now we want to create a trigger to trigger the door to open. Okay, so first here we're going to create a animator controller. Okay, I'm gonna say iron cage 2 enemy. Okay, and inside here, double click to open. So you're gonna jump to the animator tab, and I'm gonna drop the X exit here, and I'm gonna select this file, and then comes here, and here's the animation clip it has, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to select it and go to the inspector and go to the animation tab, and we're going to create a animation clip. Okay, and here I'm going to change the name to let me show you the script. So this is the script I'm going to use, and I want you to change it to door open animation and caps lock DOA. Alright, door open animation, and I'm going to explain why I do this, and I'll explain the script as well. So here make sure it covers the whole range, start to end, and then click on apply, and then you should be able to see we have another animation clip here under the model. So you're gonna drop it to this animator. Okay, so this is the connection, right? And then we'll go back to the scene, and we're going to select this iron cage, which is this one. Okay, and we're going to add component, and we'll add a animator. As we test the play, the door open immediately. Okay, so we're going to have a trigger to trigger it open. And another thing is, for this mesh, we also have double mesh. So here I'm going to hide this door still. So let's exit the test play mode, and then we're going to select the door still, and we're going to hide it. Okay, so now we'll only have one mesh, and let's test play again. Alright, so now we'll go to the assets here, and we're going to create a new folder and name it script. And inside here we're going to drop in the trigger door open script here. Okay, and then I'm going to select the iron cage and press F key to focus my view on it. And then here we're going to create a 3D object, a cube. Okay, and we're going to make it bigger. So this will be the trigger once our player comes here. Okay, enter this trigger, and we'll open the door. Okay, and we'll turn off mesh render, and here check on edge trigger. Okay, and we'll see door open trigger, and then we're gonna come here, add component, and search for trigger door open, which is a script we just imported. And then for the door, we're going to we're going to drop this iron cage here actually. So we're going to drop this iron cage to here for the door. Okay, and for the door open sound, and we also want to play the sound as the door open, so we're going to select the assets, right click, and go to a folder, and we'll see sound effects. Okay, and here we're going to drop in the metal door open sound. Okay, and here for this trigger we just created, so here we're going to create another just create an empty object which is located here, and we'll rename it to door open sound. Okay, and here add a component, we'll add a audio source. So this is like a audio player, and we need to set what audio clip we want it to play. So we're going to apply here. Okay, and then we're going to select the trigger, and we're going to drop come down here. Okay, and we're going to drop the door open sound, that object, to here. Okay, and then if I test the game, okay, you will see that our player haven't come there, but the door is already open, and also the sound is playing. Okay, and the reason why the sound doesn't play is because we have checked on play on weak, so we'll uncheck it, and we'll turn this object on. So the iron cage animation controller we have created earlier, right? By default, it'll play this animation. So it doesn't matter if we enter the trigger to trigger it or not. By default, it'll play this animation. So what we'll do is, here we're going to create an empty state. So for this empty state, it doesn't have any animation. So in the beginning, we wanted to play this empty state. And once we enter the trigger, let me show you the script. Once we enter this trigger, you're going to get a door and grab its component, which is its animator, and then in the animator you're going to play this animation clip, which is door open animation clip. Okay, so you're going to grab the door object we have assigned. It's going to go to the animator component, and you're going to go to the animation clip. Okay, so that is the meaning of the script. So you're going to select this new state inside of the animation controller, and we're going to right click, and we're going to set it as the default state. So by default, you're going to play this empty state without any animation, and then once the trigger is entered, you're going to set to this animation. Alright, so let's test play. Okay, we'll enter the trigger. Now you can see door is open and the sound is playing. However, if I come here again, you'll hear the sound have been triggered again. And then if I enter here multiple times, and the sound is keep triggering, right? So to fix this, we're going to go back to our script, trigger door open script. Okay, which you can just double click here. You're going to open, right? So here I'm going to add one line of code. So I'm going to once we enter the trigger, we want to disable the trigger because we only want to use it one time. We don't want it to trigger the sound multiple times. It's allowing. And here we can add a public game object, and we can see this trigger, which will be the trigger we currently use to trigger the door. And then here, after we enter the trigger, we want to do this, and we're going to say this trigger, which is this one, okay, and dot, and we're going to see set active false here. So that means when we entered it, this trigger will be set as false, so it will be deactivated. And we're gonna save. And then here we're going to assign the trigger. So here we're gonna select this trigger, and here we can see we open this trigger, so we can just drop the trigger itself to here. Alright, so now let me save the game and let's test the play. If I enter this trigger, it'll play this sound, and then here we go. So because the trigger has been disabled, and it will not trigger the sound and the animation once again. Alright, so now we get this metal door functioning, and next step we're going to get the gun.